this little guy here is a succulent that I grew off a leaf. I don't know if you can see that inside of there. That is a leaf, and you can do that with some succulents. You can take the leaves, if you gently remove them from the stem of the main plant, a lot of them you just barely touch them and they'll pop right off. If you lay it on some dirt, it will grow a whole new plant. It takes a long time. I've had this in here for a very long time. And it takes, like, succulents are very slow about everything. So there it is. And I had another one in here with it, and usually succulents don't have a lot of water, but the one I had in here died because I think I waited too far in between waterings. Because like this one, this mother leaf here, that's where it gets its water from. So really don't have to water this one. As it's growing from the mother leaf, it'll start growing roots down in there. But once the mother leaf dies or gets really shriveled up, you do need to water, and you need to water more than normal succulents because they don't have very long roots to suck up water, to look for water. But yeah, because it's getting its water from that main leaf over there, but once it dries up, then it has to depend on its own little roots to get water. And so until it's bigger and more established and has more roots, you're going to have to water it a little bit more. Don't drown it, just a little bit of water every couple of days, sometimes every other day, just depends. Oh, and these right back here, can't forget these dudes. These are ones I picked up in New Mexico. And they, like, this one's flat. This one growing out of it, when I started giving them rainwater, this one, it had one shoot out the top of it. And this little round one here had some babies grow out the top. This one got bigger. I'm like, okay, anyway, my video got interrupted, but I'm back. So yeah, you could take the leaves off of some of these, like this dude here. Let's back up a little. You could pop off some of these little beans and lay them in the dirt, and some of them will grow out of that little leaf. I'll show you. These is really cool. Every one of these, there's one, let's see, yeah, 1, 2, 3 different plants here that I got from the box store, from just the ones that had fell off the plants and landed on the ground. Just little pieces that fell off. And I took them to the cashier and said, I picked these up. Do you care if I just take these with me? And they never care. They never care, but I always ask them. And I took them home and stuck them in the dirt, and they have grown this. So next video, I'll talk to you more about that, because it's really cool how you can do that. Get free plants. Hey, this is part 2 of my houseplant video. Look what happened. Some of my little beans from the succulent fell off, purely by accident. And let's see, here's some. They're really easy to knock off. But I'll lay these in the dirt, and a lot of time, I would say at least half the time, if not some of them even more than that, like probably 80-85% of the time. Just depends on the variety. But these are really easy to Matter of fact, I probably just throw them in the same dirt there and just grow some more. But it'll grow a little plant out of here, and the little plant will start to come up. Uh, this little mother leaf, the little bean, it will get its nutrition and water from it, and it will take a long time. But then as it's growing, it'll grow roots out the bottom, and as this one shrivels up, then you can start watering it, and only a little bit of water, and then you have to water it more than you would a regular succulent. Uh, Usually a little tiny bit of water every other day or every couple of days. So because it won't have very long roots, and once it gets big, a bigger size plant, then you can back off and water like a regular succulent, according to whichever type you bought. I wanted to show you these. I don't go around stealing from the box stores, but what I do is a lot of times, here I am, a lot of times I'll go in there and they'll just have these displays all over the place, and then on the ground they got pieces of these plants just laying all over the ground, or they'll have little uh, round leaves like the ones I just showed you. They'll be laying around, or be laying in the display, and they're not going to sell them. They're just going to sweep them up and throw them away, or just leave them there until they wither up and die. So I gather them up, and I'll do that as I'm shopping for other stuff. And when I go to check out my other stuff, I'll show them what I have. These were the ones laying around. I got them off the ground or whatever. I don't ever go up and take a plant and start pulling pieces off, because to me that's stealing, because you're deliberately clipping off pieces of a plant that they have for sale, and that's their merchandise. But if it's already been knocked off and all they're going to do is throw it away, then yeah, I'll pick them up, and I go to the register. When I pay for my other stuff, I'll say, look, show them my hand, I got these. They were laying on the floor, laying around. Do you mind if I take these with me? And I've done that several times, and every time they say, oh yeah, that's fine, we don't care. And so that's what I do. But anyway, every one of these, there's 3 different ones in here, and all of these, there's one, it's stretched out. It's actually, if it's much shorter, it looks really cool. See the end of it there? The whole plant will look like that if it's got enough light on it, and it'll be short and stocky like that. And this one will grow and look like a wild jungle tree or something. And this one here has multiple heads. I need to detach it. But anyway, all of this came from pieces that fell on the floor at the box store. All 3 of these. Yeah, I got usually not much comes from doing that, but all 3 of these plants I picked up, and I stuck the 3 leaves in here, and they just, one actually, this one, I think it was like a little piece of it had been knocked off the plant, and I picked it up and stuck the stem in there, and of course it just grew roots and kept on growing. And they let me have that, and you just stick it in the dirt and it keeps growing, because a lot of these are really easy, barely touch them, and you can knock off, especially like these. Even this one's on there pretty good, but some of them you just barely touch it, and you'll knock a bean off. I call them beans, some of them, because they look like beans. you'll knock them right off. So, you know, these people, when they're bringing them in on the pallets and stuff and setting them up, they're not worried. Most of the time, they're not worried about if they're knocking off little pieces of these plants and stuff. They don't care about that. And they'll just leave it on the floor or wherever and could care less what happens to it. So, but another cool thing I like about this is right inside of here. I hope you can see it. But let's see. There is a white part in there. Like part of this plant down in here started growing white. And it's just a little limb off of, it's a little stem off of the main plant. And for some reason it just grew in white instead of variegated like this one, which means that it's got like stripes, or you know, it's not just a straight green, it's got like a stripe or something in it. And I think that's pretty cool. I may, when it gets a little bigger, I may clip that off and then stick it in some dirt and grow a whole separate plant out of that, because I think that's just really cool. But like these right here, I'm going to show you maybe. This one has grown, but a lot of times what they'll do is they'll grow extra babies on the side of it, and you can clip those off and stick them in the dirt and make a whole new plant. Because I mean, you could just leave it like this, but I don't know, it looks kind of weird to me and I don't like it. So I'm real carefully with my scissors here. I'll start over here. This one looks easier. I hope you could see that pretty good. And right up close to the plant, actually I'm going to have to pull one of these beans off. I just kind of wiggle it like this. Oh, it fell off. There it is. And I'll stick that down there, and it'll more than likely grow roots. See if you can see that. Honk. There it goes. Ah, I knocked off a whole another one. Where did it go? Oh my, I'm knocking off beans everywhere. Oh, is that it? Yep, that's it. There he is. So, you know, I can just wiggle, and if you wanted to save these, just gently wiggle them off. Or this one, you can just gently pop it right off. And I'll leave a little bit of the stem. A little bit. That's not even half an inch. I might take another one. Yeah. So that's about half an inch. I'll stick that down in one of these pots in the dirt, and it will grow roots and grow a whole new plant. That's called propagation, I believe that's what you call it. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, this one's got several like little ones that it has grown, and I want to get those off so it's more normal looking, because I'm just picky about how my plants look. So yeah, leave a little stem on there and stick it in some dirt, and it'll grow some roots and keep on growing. Now succulents are really slow to grow, so it's going to take a long time. You got to plan on working on this and being patient, because it's going to take them a while to grow. Especially the leaves that you pop off, and that takes even longer to do. And not all succulents can do that. The ones I showed you, I tried doing those and they do not work. So, I set you down and messed you up. There we go. I think that's about where we were. So anyway, here we go. And yeah, here's another. I think this is another. This may be, no, that's the main plant. It just curled around like that. But there's another little baby right here down at the bottom on it. And I'm going to cut that off too. Sorry, y'all can't see better. When it's summertime, it's not summertime here. It's winter, so really not a great time to be doing this. But you know what? Sometimes I got to do this stuff because it keeps me, it helps me out when I can't get outside and get proper sunlight. And, you know, it helps with the depression and the seasonal depression stuff, doing stuff like this. So usually you would do it like in the spring or summer. So there you go. There's another one. And some of these plants like this, they'll grow multiple little, call them babies, or like multiple heads that have come off the side. And you can cut them out of there if you want to. I guess you could leave them if you want to, but I don't like mine looking all weird. Now this one, these like this, I would just, now these, if you pull off a leaf, it's not going to grow roots. It's not going to grow in the dirt. They just don't. Ah, look there. There's another little baby down there. Holy cow. Shoot, it's a little bitty one. I don't know if you could see it. It's down inside you can barely see it. Well, when it gets bigger, it'll grow out of here more and you'll be able to see it. What are you doing, little munchkin? What you doing? Oh, no.
What is this?
That is a succulent plant.
It's like a cactus with no thorns.
Yeah. That one's beanie, I guess. I don't know.
Does
We
it
should
poke
name
you?
This one don't bite you or poke you.
Yeah. Like a real cactus?
Yeah, these are real cactus back here, so don't touch those because they'll bite you. See, that one's got a really long thorn.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Uh-oh, there goes another bean. Okay, before I break any more off, I'm going to get off of here. Thank you all for watching.